manager was supplying me with the drugs. He knew all my plugs, so if I couldn't perform because I was withdrawing back then, because yes, I used to be a drug addict, he would make calls, send $5,000 out here, $5,000 out here, just to ship the drugs to wherever we're at in the world.
Hey man, real stay safe shit. You already know what's going on. So Lil Xan recently came out in an interview and basically aired out his manager for making him addicted to drugs. But before we get into all that shit, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and let's run this up. You already know, so let's get into it. So recently, Lil Xan has been going viral again because he basically aired out his manager and like labels for basically making him addicted to drugs. At least that's what he was saying. He said that he was, I don't know if he's saying that he was forced or what, but he was just basically talking about how labels and his manager worked in cahoots to keep him addicted to drugs. And like whenever he was withdrawing, they would basically ship drugs from, even if they were in other countries or anywhere in the US, to make sure that he's able to perform and do what he needs to do to continue being a junkie and shit like that. And it was definitely mixed with hella mixed reviews. Like hella people were saying different things. People were saying that he needed to take responsibility for the drugs and not blame his manager. Niggas were even going as far as saying that he had a good manager and that he was actually the issue because his manager was the one that was doing what he said in the first place. And I never even thought about that. It's not funny to laugh at someone's drug addiction, but it's just so crazy that this nigga going viral for this in this moment, basically talking about it. Like, I see both sides of it. Like, his manager was just trying to be a good manager, you know? At that point in his life, I feel like Lil Xan basically probably needed drugs to continue to like be a functional human being. And when you're withdrawing like that type of level, it's definitely difficult to do anything. Even fucking performing is probably like out of your mind, like probably not even able to. But at a certain point, I definitely feel like this nigga needs to take some responsibility, because it's not like his manager was giving him drugs for no reason. It's like at a certain point you gotta realize if you weren't getting the drugs from your manager, you're probably gonna be getting the drugs somewhere along the lines, you know? Better you getting drugs shipped out from someone that you like know has good shit than being fucking trying to do drugs in a different country or a different state when you're relying on that shit. So it's just like, damn man, how the fuck are you even gonna talk about this in an interview? Because it's like, you know, both sides of it. Like someone definitely felt like, I feel like someone like in the situation definitely felt like it was needed. Like I don't feel like he was getting drugs shipped out for $5,000 for no fucking reason whatsoever. Like I definitely feel like he was probably asking his manager to get them shipped out, and his manager was being like, he was being a good manager, you know? He was really being proactive with the shits and getting his client what he needs. Now, whether it's his manager's job to keep him clean or not, I really don't know. If you look at it, I mean, like there's a large history of like fucking artists that talk about how labels try to get them doped up. I know like when Lil Peep died, they were talking about how Lil Peep's managers basically like got him drugs all the time and kept him fucked up, and like the label or whatever the fuck he was signed to, the managing group, kept him fucked up and made him like geeked out, so he didn't know what the fuck was going on to profit off of it. And I really feel like, I mean, that could have been the case, and he could be crying out for help, or he could be blaming his drug addiction on his people around him. And of course there's gonna be enablers. Like it would be easier for niggas to fucking let you do drugs, but it's like obviously the good people are gonna be the people that fight you from doing that type of shit and tell you, hey, look out man, you're doing too much shit. And he probably didn't have enough people like that. But at the end of the day, your manager is there to manage your life. They're helping you and what you're saying. So obviously I don't think that the nigga went and got drugs shipped just to keep you fucked up. That doesn't even make sense. He's risking his fucking life and risking his like freedom for this nigga fucking for no fucking reason whatsoever. Like, that wouldn't even make sense. Obviously, he was probably told to, and he's on payroll in the first place. So what do you expect, man? And it's just crazy that they were spending so much to fucking send this nigga drugs and shit. I wonder what type of shit he was on. He was definitely on that expensive shit. But this is just so crazy that this is like the first thing that this nigga blows up for in the recent time. But it's good though that he's not on drugs, you know, like that's obviously an accomplishment, especially if he was so deep in the shits that he needed it to function. I kind of feel him on that shit, like, but then again, it's like he needs to look. The manager was looking out for each other's money, because it's like if he doesn't go and fucking perform, he's not gonna get his bread up, and the manager's not gonna get paid either. So he was like, man, I gotta protect the bag. But this nigga coming out and saying this, he was like, damn, man, I should put this nigga in court or some shit, which is definitely crazy. But I mean, I'm just glad to see that he's cleaned up and he's not off the drugs like he used to be, allegedly, and he's just going. I mean, like, he could have at least said alleged. He went open book in this shit, so everyone can see what the fuck is going on. But hey, man, you think that this fucking guy, like, you think that Lil Xan has a point, or you think that the manager, it was definitely enabling him and it was his fault? I don't fucking know. So let me know in the comments, man. And it's just like, pray for Lil Xan, pray for his management and shit. Hopefully he's independent now and doesn't have to worry about these labels keeping him drugged up. And if he wants to get drugged up, he could do it his own damn self. But hey, real stay safe shit. You already know what the fuck going on. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's run this shit the fuck up. Yes, sir. Peace.